the wedding sermon. Alhamdulillah, nasta'inuhu, wa nastaghfiruhu, wa na'udhu billahi min shururi anfusina, may yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu, wa may yudlil fala hadiya lahu, wa ashhadu an la ilaha illallahu, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. All praise belongs to God. We seek his help and ask his forgiveness, and we seek refuge in God from the mischiefs of ourselves. There is no one to misguide whom God has guided aright, and there is no one to guide whom God has let go astray. And I testify that there is nothing to worship but God, and I testify that Muhammad is his servant and messenger. And when we use he, him, his in reference to divinity, we're not putting gender upon that. And when it comes to people being misguided, well, there's plenty of guidance around, and if people choose to go astray, they've gone astray. You know, taking in the going astray, right, is what it says. Arsalahu bilhaqqi bashira wa nadhira baina yadayya sa'ata mayyatihillaha wa rasulahu faqad rashada wa mayyasihima fala yaduru ila nafsahu wala yaduru laha shay'a. He has sent him with truth as an announcer of good news and a warner before the advent of the last hour. Who obeys God and his messenger is guided to the right path, and whoso disobeys them harms none but himself, and they cannot harm God. And as I said in the way that I translated in the first supplication, you know, there's nothing worthy of worship but God. And the sent one thing, we can refer this to the avatar stuff in India. It doesn't mean that such and such is a deity. It means that it's a delegate. Sort of the Gnostic way of looking at the sun, right? You know, sun with an O. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu taqallaha haqqa tuqatihi wala tamutunna illa wa antum muslimuna ya ayyuhan nasu taqu rabbakumul ladhi khalaqakum min nafsin wahidatin wa khalaqa minha zawjaha wa batha minhuma rijalan kathira wa nisa'an wattaqullaha alladhi tasa'aluna bihi wal arhamma innallaha kana alaykum raqiba ya ayyuhalladhina amanu taqullaha wa qulu qawlan sadidan yuslih lakum a'malakum wa yaghfir lakum dhunubakum may yuti allaha wa rasulahu faqad faza fawzan azima. O you who believe, fear God as he should be feared. Well, having regard is probably how that should be said, right? Because it goes beyond just one emotion. And die not, except when you are a submitter. O ye mankind, Fear your Lord, who created you from a single person and created of like nature his mate, and from them spread countless men and women. Fear God, through whom you demand your mutual rights and give the due considerations to the wombs. For God ever watches over you. O you who believe, fear God and say what is true and straightforward. God will mend your actions and will forgive your sins. And whoso obeys God and his apostle achieves a great success. And by phrases like that, we mean that the revelation and the inspiration is followed. So the Quran and the inspired teachings of the Prophet. Barakallahu laka wa baraka alaykuma wa jama'a bainakuma fi khair. May God bless you and bless you both and keep you united in goodness. And Allahumma inni asaluka khairaha wa khaira ma jabaltaha alayhi wa a'udhu bika min sharriha wa sharri ma jabaltaha alayhi. All divinity, I ask of you the best of her and the best of that which you have embedded in your nature, and I seek refuge with you from her mischief and from the mischief of that which you have embedded in her nature. Well, the difficulties anyways. And when you marry a woman, or you acquire a servant or whatever, you say this with a female servant. Bismillah Allahumma Janibna Ashaitana wa Janib Shaitana ma razaqtana. And before having sexual relations with one's spouse, you say, in the name of God, all divinity, safeguard us from the Satan and keep the devil away from whatever you have bestowed upon us. And one of the things about that is it's also recommended that when one gets married, that one prays 2 prayers, 2 vows of prayer with one's spouse.